Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Today we need a full glow up. I had my wisdom teeth out just over a week ago and I'm still just feeling like I just feel gross. I'm finally feeling a bit less swollen and I feel like I just need to feel good. So we're gonna have a little glow up today. I need to do makeup, hair, everything. I also got this like cute little ponytail extension. I haven't had like cute swishy hair in a while and I feel like that just always makes you feel good. So we're gonna give that a go. Hair's a bit mental at the moment. I just let it dry last night. So I'm gonna zoom you in and get started on my face. Clip my hair out of the way because it's really annoying me. First thing, this is a new product I've been using for a couple of weeks. Olay Vitamin C SPF 30 Day Cream. Anything vitamin C is just the best. My skin literally loves it. Whenever I use vitamin C versus when I don't, I do notice a massive difference in how glowy my skin looks. And I really like this because it has an SPF 30 in it, so it's kind of a 2-in-1. Smells really nice and I've just been loving it as a base underneath makeup. It works really well. Also, I really need to find an eyeshadow exactly this colour. I'm obsessed with this nail colour. I can't stop wearing it. And just like imagine that. Exactly that on my eyes. I've got something similar-ish that I'm going to try and make work today, but I need exactly that. So if anyone knows perfect like cornflower blue eyeshadow, matte preferably, I'll love you forever. Next up, the Natasha Denona Energizing and Hydrating Primer Serum. I absolutely love this. It's like a super glowy, dewy primer. Also adds a little extra layer of moisture. I actually love this for days I'm not wearing makeup as well and I just want my skin to look a little bit more alive. Let that settle in for a second before we go on to base products. Use the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint. This is the shade T8. You have to give this a good little shake. I literally love this so much. It's like the perfect amount of coverage skin tint for me. I'm wearing it day to day and it's just perfect. Not one of those skin tints where you put on, you're like, oh, that's literally done nothing. Like, it does give you coverage, but without feeling really heavy. I just think it's the nicest finish. Also really buildable as well, so you could definitely take it up to the next layer coverage-wise, but one layer of it for me is just perfect. And I'm not too worried about crazy amounts of coverage today. Honestly, anything is better than how I've looked for the last week or so. Concealer, I've kind of fallen back in love with this one recently. This is the YSL All Hours. I can't tell if mine's broken, but it makes like a, can you hear that like rattly noise? It reminds me of, this is extremely niche, but if you watch that Mads ASMR on TikTok, she has like a blue comb and it sounds exactly like this. It's actually quite a satisfying noise, but I don't think it's meant to make that noise. This is such a good concealer. I was obsessed with it when it came out and then I kind of just forgot about it and I've been using it again the last week and it is just incredible. This is the shade, is that an N or an M? LN4. Smaller brush and buff that in. I just think the coverage is so nice. It doesn't feel heavy, it's not a really full coverage concealer, but it just seems to like blur everything. Perfect texture for under the eye. It's like light enough, but you still get a good amount of coverage. It's kind of the base I've been doing like most days recently and it's working so well. So I'm going to contour my skin a little bit with the Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Essentials palette. Shade 3M02. So it's kind of one of those palettes that you can just do everything with. I've done like a full face with this quite a lot. It's really good for traveling. So I've been loving this shade here. I don't know if they've actually got names on them. No. It's like the warmest bronzy tone. I've been using this one for foundation, this one a little bit to conceal, and then these for blushes. They're literally so good. It's such a good product. Take a little bit of that warmer shade and lightly bronze up my skin. Such nice consistency creams. They're not too thick or dry. They blend really nicely. I'm going to be like slicking my hair up to do the ponytail, so I want to make sure my forehead's all bronzed. Can't believe how much new hair I've got, by the way. I know I've said this about the Way scalp serum, but look at that. I like those new soft baby hairs that you literally can't tame. Like no matter what I gel them down with, they're just like, hi. It's the Met Gala on Monday and I literally cannot stop thinking about it. Like, I'm always excited for it, but for some reason this year I'm like extra excited for it. Really hoping in a few days there will be some amazing makeup to recreate. I do always feel like the makeup is a little lacking at the Met Gala, but the theme is really good this year, I think, so I'm hoping people give it some. Okay, skin is a little warmer. Now I'm going to set in place with the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. I've recently been using a powder puff to do my under eye powder. Not to be dramatic, but it has literally changed my life because I always struggle with my makeup underneath my eyes just like going a bit weird. Ever since I started doing this, my under eye makeup is just sitting so nicely all day. That literally looks airbrushed and it will look like that all day. Like it doesn't move. I've used this method with a mixture of different concealers, foundations, and it works perfectly every time. So I feel like everyone's probably doing this already anyway, but I don't know why I never did it, but if you're not, you really need to. So across my forehead, I actually want to be kind of matte today, I think. Something about really matte skin just makes me feel a bit more glam sometimes. I'm going to powder bronze a little bit with the Bobbi Brown Golden Tan. Just a little bit of this because it's very pigmented. kind of re-intensify that bronzer and just set that area of my face because I didn't put any powder over the cream bronzer. Lightly contour my nose a little bit. Okay, getting a little bit of shape. Now going on to blush, I'm very excited to use these. Brand new from Kylie Cosmetics. I did a full review of these over on TikTok when I first got them, and I've been using them pretty much every day since. These are the shades that I'm really liking the most. We've got Make Him Blush, which is this slightly deeper, more like mauvey tone than I'd usually go for, but I'm actually loving it. And then Breakfast in Bed. This is like a really hot Barbie pink. I'm really leaning to this shade, like for spring. I'm really liking it. I'm just trying to think with the blue eyes. I think this might be nicer just because it's got that like bluey undertone. Initially, I was just putting these onto my face, but yesterday I did like a brush into it and I think I liked it slightly more. So we're gonna go with Breakfast in Bed. They're really pink. These are so pigmented, so they're like a cream to powder formula. When I first got them, I was a little bit confused by the formula and what it kind of meant, like powder. I was like, is it a powder? Is it a cream? I actually think they have described it perfectly. So in here, it is a cream. Like when you touch it, it is like kind of wet and shiny. And then as soon as you start buffing it into the skin, it still has that like slight cream blush sheen to it, but it does look like a powder. And like the way it sits throughout the day is like a powder. It's a very interesting formula. It's definitely an interesting blush, but I really like it. I think the shade range is really nice as well. There's like a red, a really peachy, slightly more nudes, and then the more pinky tones, which I think is really nice. I'm gonna kind of bring it around. I want that like sort of sunburnt, summery look. So I'm gonna bring it across my nose. This go, looking nice and blushy and glowy. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of powder highlight, which is a little bit like if I ever start powder highlighting again, call the police, like I've been hacked. But I actually have been really liking this one from Fenty. This is the Pretty Pearls Demi Glow. Just for like little subtle highlights. I don't think I'll ever do like a full powder highlight again, but this is really nice. Highlighting my nose again, which is very 2019, but it's quite pretty actually. I'm just gonna lightly dust that kind of, oh, see, already I've overdone it. Oh, already I don't like that. I'm just gonna dust it like around here. I know I said I was gonna do matte, but obviously that's not happening anymore. I'm gonna fill my brows in with the Revolution brow pencil in the shade dark brown. I had my brows laminated recently, so I don't have to do too much to them at the moment, which is nice. Just kind of lightly filling them in. Very easy to use though, which I really like. I actually love them laminated this time. The first time I got them done, I wasn't like that keen on them, but this time they've been so good. I'm gonna use some setting spray before we go on to eyes. I'm gonna take the Urban Decay All Nighter. Possibly the best setting spray ever. Ooh, let that dry down a little bit. Now going on to eyes, obviously I wanted something blue. The closest thing I've got is this Half Magic eye paint. It's almost like the same tone, but it's way darker. What I'm thinking is I use this all over and then take something really light, almost like grey shade from the Beauty Bay Smoky palette. So I'm thinking we try that and it might lighten up a little bit. Who knows, this could be a disaster. I know these are really nice, I've used this before and it's a really nice colour, so even if we just use this, that will work. Go straight in with this all over the lid. This is so good because you can just be really messy with them, like you can literally just chuck it on like that and get a little brush and just buff it out. I'm actually thinking as I buff this, maybe it will lighten slightly. Just kind of buffing over it almost to like lighten it up a little bit. Then I'm going to go in with this shade. This is the shade Clouds. And just pat that over the top. Yeah, that's kind of worked. It's not perfect, the tone is not right, but it's a lighter blue and that's enough for me right now. Matte one colour all over the eye is one of my favourite makeup looks ever. I used to do this so much and I want to bring it back. I want to start doing this again. I love that. Oh my god, that actually works so much better than I was expecting. She takes like 2 seconds as well. Started watching Tattooist of Auschwitz, the most amazing books I've ever read. They've just made it into a series and oh my god, I was like putting off starting it because I was like, I'm actually ready to just be heartbroken again. I started watching it last night and oh my god. But there were points even in the first one I was like, oh, I don't know if I can even watch this. It's just amazing, but I just know it's going to break my heart all over again. I actually sobbed like a baby reading that book. I feel like reading it is one thing and then when you actually visualise it, you're like, oh. That is women in STEM. If you don't have the right colour, make the right colour. I'm actually going to do like a darker blue liner, maybe just to keep in with the blue. So I've got this nice one from Iconic. This is the shade... I don't know what shade this is. I don't know. It's dark blue though. It's like the dual-ended ones. I'm going to take the little smaller side. This is like a really deep blue, like almost black blue. I don't know if it will show that much. I always feel like the little tiny details, even if you can't necessarily see it, it does make a difference. And I don't want to line too much. Oh, it's actually way bluer on Okay, that's nice. I'm just going to do a little baby smoky wing, I think. The 09 from the Spectrum Katie Jane Hughes. I need to buy another set of these. I think they're actually on sale on Cult Beauty, maybe. I have like a few brushes that I like, but that's the only like set I've actually used all of them, and I really love them all. Come right into the inner corner as well, and a bit of drama. I'm actually going to dust back over with that eyeshadow just to really soften the liner. I feel like whenever I do this, it kind of like marries the two in together. Loving that. Right, I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit. Take a bit of the NARS Creamy Concealer and just clean up on aisle 7. Do you know what I think would actually be really nice? Like almost white inner corner. I'm going to take a bit of the shade Snow and just like bring it up. Yeah, ooh, love that. Kind of reminds me of that picture of Iris Law where she's got like a really light blue shadow all over. I think hers is matte as well. I love that look. And I'm just bringing it like slightly up there. I feel like when you put white here, it just opens your whole face up. Pop some mascara on. This is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash. I've been loving this recently. Always so stressful doing your lashes when you've got nice eyeshadow on. Especially where I've had a lash lift as well. Sometimes like one of them just goes, whoop. This is one of the mascaras I've liked from the get-go. Like the consistency's never been too wet. It's never been smudgy. It's just been so good from when I first used it. I don't know if to do a bottom lash. I did this yesterday and I actually really liked it. Yeah, I feel like it will look cute with the like kind of fairy sort of thing. Do one more layer on the top just to get a nice chunky dark lash. So pretty, love that look. A new lip liner I've been liking from Pink Honey. Got sent some bits from Pink Honey last week. I don't really use many of their products, but these lip liners are really nice. And this is the shade Amore, a nice deep brown. Gonna line my lips with that. This mirror is so dirty, I literally can't even see in that. I'm just going to shade the edges in. I'm actually going to use one of the concealer shades from the Makeup Forever palette. Pat it on just to like lighten it up. I always feel like using your concealer on top of a lipstick just ties everything in because it makes it like your skin tone, if that makes sense. It gives it that more like peachy skin tone, which is really pretty. And then you can always go back in and like redefine. I'm going to finish off with a little bit of gloss. This is the Kaleidos Skinny Dip. I found this during my makeup declutter and I was like, I need to use this. Oh, what a perfect lip that is. Almost done. I think I'm going to add in some freckles with the Makeup Forever 608 pencil. Definitely need little freckles with a look like this. Finished. I literally love this look so much. It's so pretty. It feels really springy and fresh. So now, time for the hair. Wish me luck. This is not my realm of expertise whatsoever, but we're gonna give it a go. Got this ponytail because it's actually quite short. I don't like when they're like really long. I kind of just want it to like sit cute about there. Maybe like a slick little pony kind of thing. And then I'm gonna start by straightening these little side bits just so they sit a little bit flatter, kind of tame those frizzy bits. I'm gonna do it like from a parting. I kind of like a slick back from apart, if that makes sense. Sometimes I have to do this in 2 layers where my hair's short, but we will see. The Eco Styling Gel, this is the best thing. I think I've got through like 4 of these, which is insane. Every time I buy one, I'm like, I will never finish that. So much in there. And every time I do. Things like this are normally better when my hair's like 3-4 days after being washed. It's a bit dirtier, but we'll make it work. I kind of want it to be quite high because I guess you want it to go whoop. There's an arm workout. Oh no, I've done that thing where I don't have a hairband near me. Now I'm here. There's some in here. Is that a hairband? Let's try and open this one-handed. No, it's not happening. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up. I'm going to secure it about there. And I'm just going to do it in a nice tight pony. Into like a little tight bun. I love when my hair's a little bit longer and I can actually get it up like this. I think it looks so cool. But now we're going to add on this bad boy, like a little clippy bit and then the bit you wrap round. So I'm going to clip on there. My bun is always too big for like the Velcro bit. So I always have to like really rely on this to be tight enough. And then just going to grip it. How anyone's getting a small enough bun to get this all the way around, that's what I'm always intrigued by, because I don't even have long hair. This is hanging on literally by a thread. If I was doing this like seriously to go out, I think I would have to put like 1,000 grips in it, but we'll literally take some pictures and take this out. But I actually love that. I love the length of it. It doesn't feel too like mega extension. So weird. It makes me feel really girly. Weirdly, sometimes short hair doesn't make me feel like girly. I guess it's like conventionally girly, but oh, it's stuck in my mouth. This is why I like short hair. I actually bought this because I wanted to try the like 4 braid thing that Dua Lipa did. And I feel a bit deprived of like fun hairstyles like that, having short hair. So I was like, I'm going to buy a little ponytail and give it a go, but I actually quite like how this looks. I feel like this is what I needed. This is a far cry from, where's this hair coming from? This is a far cry from how I've looked the last week, so I'm happy. The finished look. I'm not going to stop doing this now. I recommend everybody gets a fat ponytail and swishes at some point in their life. It's very freeing. That is the finished look for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Products will be linked in the description box down below. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day wherever you are, and I will see you all very soon. Love you. Love you.